Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so Lakers. Unfortunately, Rasheed Wallace won't be joining our coaching staff with Darvin Ham. I'm not really certain at all what the situation is there. I don't know, but I am a little disappointed, I guess. Darvin Ham mentioned that um, Coach Wallace had worked with him. I believe it was in was it in Milwaukee or Atlanta? I don't remember. He said he had worked with him previously somewhere else. I don't know where it was, but he had helped him a lot. He enjoyed his tenure as having him as an assistant coach with him, and he wanted to carry that over to the big leagues. And I really thought that Rasheed Wallace could help provide some toughness to our situation, and someone who could kind of be there for Anthony Davis in whatever way necessary. You know, Anthony Davis is a player who Rasheed Wallace can kind of help in terms of he mirrored some of his strengths and weaknesses out there. Both very long, both could stretch the floor. Obviously, both fantastic defenders. I think it's obviously two different levels. I respect Rasheed Wallace as a All-Star NBA champion, excellent player, could drop 40 on your head. I think Anthony Davis is a couple tiers ahead of him or higher than him, of course. But nevertheless, when you're talking about players who can help, tutor young guys, I look at Rasheed Wallace as someone who could help Anthony Davis, some of the other guys as well, Thomas Bryant, some of these young guys who are down there who are going to need to just learn how to be pros, learn how to be, whoever it is that they need to be out there for this team. I think Rasheed Wallace would be able to provide some championship experience and a whole lot of experience in dealing with referees, to say the least. Someone who's picked up a lot of technicals in his career, someone who knows exactly how far he can take it before going too far. And I think that's what's in his way. I know it is. To be honest with you, I think a lot of people are just concerned. Even I said it on this camera. I don't want us to get to a point where we have a two teams on our team. We got a coaching staff that's a team that's like players, and then players on the team as well. We need adults in the room, and I think that would be the concern for a lot of people and wondering where Rasheed Wallace is at mentally, where he is in terms of is he going to be able to reel it in, or is he going to be costing us with getting into it with the referees on the sidelines as an assistant coaches. They definitely give those guys technicals, and we don't need an assistant coach picking up technicals every game, breaking records and stuff like that, just from not being able to reel it in. So that's the concern. That is truly the concern for a lot of people. We just don't know if that maturity is carried forth. If he's able to reel it in, I still think he would bring a lot of good to the table. I definitely believe in what he brings to the table, but I know the concern is there. So I know that's why he didn't get the job. I don't even have to ask. I already know. So it is what it is, man. I would have liked to have Rasheed Wallace. I hope he continues to fight through the narrative and just continue to take opportunities as an assistant coach where they come. Don't think for 1 second that just because they have this mentality about you that you can't turn it around by continuing to take these opportunities as they come and prove that you're not that guy anymore. But it's just a shame that people will carry their mentality about who you were as a young person and into the future. I think that's what's unfortunate. They can't differentiate that the man himself, as years has passed since that, and with years comes a maturity that you would expect a man to pick up. So I would rather give the benefit of the doubt that some years have put some relaxation on that mind. But you never can tell. You don't know that to be the case with everyone. So it just is what it is. But, he was somebody who was fired up, and it didn't take a lot to get a technical. So I think that's just ultimately unfortunate. Now, going forward, though, I will say I love what I've seen from Darvin Ham. I understand he's on the right track. I trust what he's trying to do in terms of listening to how he's considering what all needs to be done. I think he's checking the boxes that I need to hear him speak about. So that's another reason why I would give him the benefit of the doubt and bring Rasheed in, because he says he trusts Rasheed and I trust him. So that's kind of why I want the Lakers to just let him do this. When we have that moniker on you, so to speak, that you try to bring in coaches to control what happens. You got, assistants that you've demanded coaches take on. You should allow for them to bring their guy in. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. For optics, if nothing else. for optics, if nothing else, because everybody's looking at you saying, "Okay, Lakers, are you going to do right by Darvin Ham?" We're all waiting to see. I'm just going to be honest with you. Everybody's waiting to see if the Lakers are going to do right by Darvin Ham, including myself. This is somebody that a lot of people like, a whole lot of people like, and if you do wrong by him, I would consider it bad juju, bad NBA karma, is making Darvin Ham go through something here. I'm just going to be honest. That ain't going to go over well. Do right by him. That's all I'm saying. Do right by that man. So that's what I'm thinking. I just looking around and I say, in the conversations that are had when Darvin Ham gets on TV and speaks about the Lakers and things of that nature, I look at how the people who are talking to him speak about him and speak to him, and there's a certain level of attention that they pay him that they may not pay other people. There's a certain level of intent, a certain level of respect that is paid to Darvin Ham. Darvin speaking. All right. It's like that. Certain people demand that respect, others do not. And so when you have that going on, when you know somebody has that type of respect around them, you're gonna step on a lot of toes if you mess up that relationship. That's what I understand. You don't even gotta know that. You just gotta see how people react to somebody to know if you mess up with them, you have a lot of people looking at you. And so that's one of those situations that I definitely sense that. So, given the fact that things didn't go so well with Coach Vogel, Coach Lou, Coach this, Coach that, every coach you think of, we've had issues with. And then you get this here with Rasheed Wallace not being welcome. Yeah. Bad start, Lakers. Bad start. And you got him going on this charade with Russell Westbrook. He shouldn't even have to say nothing about Russell because it should already be a situation where Russell would be gone. So, him having to go on this rampage about how he wants to use Russell Westbrook and then Westbrook kind of supporting him, kind of not. Those are bad circumstances. And I get it. It needs to happen for now because you just can't move Russell overnight. If you could, you would. I get it. But, again, that's why you probably should be gifted Rasheed Wallace. that's probably why you should give him Sheed. But whatever. I just understand sometimes the Lakers take the conservative approach and it bites them in the backside. Sometimes it's just best to be like water. I can't stress it enough. And I'm thinking about Kurt Rambis. That's who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Kurt Rambis. I don't know why. I hope I'm not wrong, but I just feel like he's behind a lot of this. A lot of the stuff that yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm still mad at him about the Dennis Rodman shoe thing. Yes, I still haven't gotten over that. I'm not going to. I think Dennis would have helped us win championships. It was great having Samaki Walker. It was great having those power forwards who weren't superstars in place. But if we would have had Dennis Rodman, yeah, that would have been amazing. With Shaq and Kobe throughout that time, yeah, it was Kurt Rambis is why Dennis wasn't a part of that. So, anyway, yeah, I'm just hopeful that with all the different concerns that they have about Kyrie Irving, all the different concerns they have about LeBron not re-signing, all the different concerns they have about giving up these 2 picks. My thing is, I'm just worried the Lakers are going to be left with nothing but them damn picks. That's my concern. We're going to look up. Bron's going to be gone. AD's going to be gone. And we're going to be 2027, and we're going to have those picks in hand, and we're going to draft somebody. that's my biggest fear. And I just feel like and Kurt Rambis is going to be standing right next to that draft pick 7 years from now, smiling, and we ain't going to have a championship since. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's my fear. I don't want that. And that's why I want Genie to just kind of give him a role. And I'm just going to speak freely, man, because I do think he's the one name in that situation that everybody brings up that they don't want to hear talked about. And I haven't spoken on it in this way. I've hinted at it, but I ain't spoken on it as freely as I am right now because I really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But just for the scenario, if it is true, if he is in there mucking up stuff by having a sideways decision on everybody else's decision, if it's a situation like that, I must harken back to his history in Minnesota with us as a coach. And I say, just like everybody else says, please consider his vision for those situations when considering his vision for yours. That's all I'm saying, man. Don't let things live and die with that guy and in his lovely life. Please, don't let things live and die with their family. Be the bosses. Trust your brothers. The scouts are the ones I would trust. I would trust my own flesh and blood because those scouts are some of the best scouts in the world, and they know basketball as well as anybody, I believe. If they say they want something, that's who I'm rolling with. I'm telling you, I'm serious too. The scouts are like next to LeBron James, probably the most valuable thing we have in the whole damn thing. So, I say this with love in my heart. God bless the Rambus family. I want good things for them. But if, and only if, they are as described, I really, really would like them not to be a part of the overall decision making. Please. If what is said is true. If it ain't true, then ignore my words. Because clarity and information will help me define a greater opinion. But what I'm gathering from what I've been hearing gives me so much cause for concern. And the things that I'm seeing speaks to that same Dennis Rodman energy. I can't put up with Dennis in the shoes. I don't know if that was even true. But I believed it. And it's the same thing that would make me think someone would say, you know what, I don't want Rasheed Wallace in here because maybe he's going to pick up technicals at 50 years old. No. Bring Sheed in. We got Anthony Davis and a fire needs to be lit under his backside. He'll help with that. Man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I get frustrated because I don't know what to believe. I'm listening to people I don't trust tell me stuff about our team. That's the problem. You listen to Stephen A's, you listen to these Skips and all these idiots. You don't know what's true. But what I can tell you is even the people who I do trust in regards to our team tells me things like this in regards to Mr. Rambus and Mrs. Rambus and how they have certain input on the team that maybe the other basketball minds around don't necessarily agree with. Like the Magic Johnsons and the Rob Pelinkas. Maybe they don't vibe the same way with them and their decisions, but because they're so important, their decisions help sway the tide too. So if that dynamic is in fact in place as a Laker fan, I don't think we're best for it. I do not. And so that's just something I want to express, man. It's a concern I've had for over a year, and I wanted to say it in that way. So there, it's out. Now, with that being said, I'm very happy that, again, we talked about McCoy getting his opportunity. He's going to be with the Lakers going forward to some capacity. That's a young player on the bench, Devontae McCoy. Javonte or Devontae? I'm not certain. I think it's a J. Javonte McCoy. He's an exciting player for us. Nobody knows we have him, but he's going to develop into something for us if we give him a role that I think could be something like a Zach LaVine light, something like that for us. I really do believe that. This dude's dangerous. Very. So as we give him an opportunity, I'd like to see us pull him up to the big leagues and see if he could do some of the same stuff we saw in the summer league and the big league as a guard for us, because I got a feeling it's going to translate just fine. So that I could segue out of the negative stuff into something positive. Very excited about those young players, of course. Scottie Pippen as well. Cole Swider, I think is going to be special for us. Yeah, Huff, got to get him a two-way deal or something. We got to squeeze Huff in. Trust me on that. I can't stress it enough. You got to squeeze Huff in. Make him a part of this roster this season. So, yeah, that's my Laker rant for the day, man. That's my Laker rant for the day. I wish good energy for everybody, man. I don't assume I know anything. I just look at scenarios and say, if it applies, this is what I have to say to that scenario. If it doesn't apply, then we have something for another scenario. But for the Kurt Rambis is a problem scenario, please get him out of here. Please. And anybody else that has us going in directions that have us getting away from what's best for our timeline right now, a.k.a. what Bron wants, yeah, we're going to have to silence those people until Bron's gone. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you ain't on Team Bron and we're stuck with Bron, you got to not talk. Straight up. And look, I get it. I'm along the line of the mindset of we got to save our picks. We can't just forego everything. We leave ourselves with no room to be flexible. We're going to guarantee we're the worst team in the league with nothing to show for it if we give away these picks and Bron walks. You know, we don't resign Anthony Davis. It could be a situation where we're not very attractive to other free agents, even with a bunch of cap space. We'll suck just the same. So what we need to do is be mindful of that, and the players on our team this year need to be respectful of that. However, We've already passed the threshold of whether or not we can hold on to LeBron James and get the most out of ourselves. You know what I mean? We're already past that threshold. We need to keep him, give up what we need to give up to make this team as good as it needs to be right now, continue developing what it is that we have, and then trust that development will reacquire those picks. That's how you have to play that. You can't be so stranglehold to the notion that those picks are your only lifeline when you hold in the most important player in the league. The most important player in the league, with respects to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the other stars, they still don't move the needle like Bron, not by name. They still don't, not even close. So you can't lose sight of what it is you have because of what it is that you're concerned about. And the fact of the matter is, Bron hasn't signed that extension not because he's looking elsewhere. He's looking elsewhere because you haven't done everything to make him want to stay. He wants to be in Los Angeles, so the ball's in your court. It's not the other way around. You protecting against him bouncing by holding on to those picks is going to be the very thing that makes him bounce. And if you ain't smart enough to realize that, then you definitely should not be moving on without LeBron James. Just the same. So that's been my mentality for about 4 months now. And I'm well past the space where I'm being conservative with the picks as it pertains to not wanting to give them up for principle. I don't want to get those picks up because I think we can use them for better things. I don't want to get those picks up because, at the end of the day, the field wants us to throw them in for principle. And I just feel like there's a better strategy to use. But it's not going to come down to if somebody offers me the moon and the stars for those picks that I won't move them on. I'm going to move them damn things on just like anybody else in their right mind. And I think the Lakers should have that mentality. Don't hold on to the picks for the wrong sentiment. Don't hold on to the picks because everybody wants you to give them up. Hold on to the picks because you have a good deal in place for them damn picks. Or because you have a plan in place that's going to make it so that those picks make sense holding on to. That's all I'm saying. Strategy first. Let everybody else stay in their feelings. We'll beat them and make their feelings hurt. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.